Well, hey guys, and welcome back. In today's video, we're gonna be doing a long form CARS routine. What that means is that I'm gonna be teaching you how to do a controlled articulated rotation for every single joint in your body. Ostensibly, what we're gonna be doing is I'm going to be teaching you how to move each and every single joint through its full range of motion without compensations through the rest of the body. The number one rule as we're going through this routine is that if you experience sharp, shooty, pinching pain, especially on the closing angle of a joint, we do not push into that. If you experience and encounter that, then what I want you to do is I want you to come right up to the edge of the pain, go around it, and then continue through the motion. Especially if it is on that closing edge, that means that we have aberrant joint function, and all that pushing into it's gonna do is cause inflammation, and it's only gonna delay your progress even more. The other absolutely fundamental concept of this routine is irradiation. We're gonna be using this, and I already made a video about that, which you should have watched, but if you haven't, please go back and make sure to give that a watch, make sure that you understand it, and then come back to this. So with all of that said, let's get right into it. I want you to come to a nice solid standing position. Give me that deep breath in. You're gonna squeeze and irradiate your core. I want you working about maybe 30–40%, nice and solid. And now we're gonna start with the neck. So we're gonna bring our chin down towards our chest. Keep pulling the head forward in as deeply as you can. Then you're gonna start rotating it over one shoulder. Keep trying to pull it forward until you can go no further. Then release the forward pull. Start leaning it backwards as deeply as possible. When you can go no further, release the rotation, come through center, all the way over to the other side, nice and deeply. And then finally come around and come through. That's one. We're gonna go two more in this direction. Each repetition, I want you moving slow and deep and juicy. Imagine that your range of motion is a nice big circle. I want you constantly tracing the very edges of that circle, trying to expand it. Beautiful. Make sure the rest of your body is not shifting at all. No compensations. All the way through center. Beautiful. And now we're gonna reverse that. Deep breath in. Squeeze that core, irradiate that tension, give me 30%, and let's go the other way. Chin to chest, rotate over the shoulder as deeply as you can. Side bend backwards, all the way up, around, down, and that's one. Two more just like that. Beautiful. Two. Final time here. And three. Absolutely amazing work there, guys. All right, let's move down one. So for this next one, we're gonna work on the scapula. For that, I want you to imagine that you're grabbing a nice big steering wheel in front of you. From here, I want you to punch your arms forward. Keep that body irradiated at 30%. Then we're gonna elevate up, retract back, and then depress down. For this next rep, I'm gonna turn to the side so you guys can have a even better view. We're gonna start punching forward, elevate those scapula up, make sure that they're the only things moving, retract back, depress down, and then finally punch forward one more time. Beautiful, that's two. Let's go one more time in this direction. Moving slow, controlled, deep, juicy. And now we're gonna reverse that. So come from punch forward, depress those scapula down, retract them back, elevate them up, and then punch forward. Beautiful, that's it. Two more times like that. Excellent, one more time. And relax. Beautiful work there. Okay, so now we're gonna move on once again. We're gonna move to the shoulder, and in this case, I'm gonna show you both the capsular and the globular movement. So the capsular movement means that we are focusing upon the foundational movement of the joint that we're working. In every joint in the body, except for the spine, rotational motion is the foundational movement. However, in the spine, it's actually linear motion. So in the shoulder, for that, I'm gonna have you bring your arm out to a 90-degree angle, like it's a nice big cactus arm. Bend the elbow up at 90 degrees. I want you to place your hand on your scapula so that you can feel that it does not move. Lock that scapula in place. I want you to irradiate the rest of your body to about 30, maybe 40%. And we're gonna start driving that hand down into internal rotation. Squeeze there. And now start slowly driving it back up. Keep that scapula exactly where it's at. Start driving it towards the back wall. This is external rotation. Beautiful. Let's play with that back and forth 2 more times. Especially when you come into internal rotation, make sure that that scapula doesn't lift up and roll forward. I want that scapula pushed back and down, locked in place, and then drive the fist more towards the floor. That's it. Beautiful. Now start coming into external rotation. And now one more time like this. Internal. Finally external. Keeping that body nice and solid, 30%. And go ahead and relax that arm down. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and move on to that other side. So once again, arm at a 90-degree angle, elbow bent at 90 as well. Deep breath in. And then start pressing that fist down towards the floor. Make sure that scapula doesn't come up. Push it back down if it does. Then drive the fist even more to the floor. Beautiful. And now come back up nice and slow. Slow and steady. Start squeezing that fist towards the back wall. Beautiful. 2 more times like that. Excellent. Slowly going backwards. Squeeze it there. Beautiful. And now come forward 1 more time. Amazing. And now push it back. Final time here. Squeeze it backwards. Excellent. Beautiful work. Give that a little shake out. We're going to move on and go to the globular movement of the shoulders. For this, we're going to do it unilaterally. However, when you get good at it, you'll start being able to do it bilaterally. But for the sake of this video and for the sake of learning, I want you to just do it one at a time. So for this motion, what I want you to do is I want you to hold your arm out nice and straight. Then what you're going to do is you're going to start rotating. This is called external rotation of the shoulder. So imagine that my arm is winding from my shoulder, rolling outward. It's going to roll down the rest of the arm. Finally, the palm comes to face forward. From this position, I'm going to take that deep breath in, irradiate that tension about 30% through my body, and let's go. We're going to bring that arm across our center line, trying to pull it as deeply as we can over. From there, we're going to start lifting it up. The entire time, I want you thinking more rotation, more rotation, more rotation. Keep fighting for that external rotation as you bring it above your head, and then eventually you're going to hit this point where you're kind of like stuck and blocked here. Perfect. From this position here, I want you to start internally rotating the arm. So if we're like this with external rotation, trying to face our palm to the back, you're going to go internally rotating, trying to almost face your palm out to the side that way. From there, I want you to start making the biggest circle you can. Again, keeping that body nice and solid, irradiated, not moving at all. Make sure that the chest doesn't open up. Just keep it facing as forward, and then start squeezing back, always fighting for more rotation. Coming down next to your side. Deep breath in to reset here. Now then, I want you to squeeze into that internal rotation. Start sending it backwards, backing up, backing up, backing up. Right here, a common compensation is for this scapula to start rolling forward. What I want you to do in that case is I want you to push the scapula down and then try and lift that hand up in spite, oppositional action. You're going to hit a little block back here, externally rotate the arm to get around it, and then start making the biggest circle you can, all the way up, finally coming across the body, moving down and through. Beautiful. So that's one. We're going to go 2 more on this side, and then we're going to repeat it on our left. So let's go. Give your body a little shake, a little shimmy if you need to. Deep breath in. Squeeze that core nice and tight. 30% irradiation throughout the body. Beautiful. Externally rotate that arm, lock the elbow out, and let's go. We're gonna go through adduction. All the way up through flexion, fighting for more rotation all the way. When you can go no further, internally rotate, and then start trying to make that big circle behind you. Keep fighting for more internal rotation. Coming down to your side. Deep breath in to reset. Freeze your body exactly where it's at, and let's go back. Scapula down, arm up, scapula down, arm up. Externally rotate. Bring it up and around as deeply as you possibly can. Beautiful, that's it. Amazing work there. We got one more to go on this side. Let's jam it out. Deep breath in. Give me 30, 40% irradiation. Externally rotate that arm, facing the palm forward if you can, trying to push it to the outside. Beautiful, let's go. Excellent. Internally rotate. Keep fighting for that internal rotation as your fingertips turn into a paintbrush, painting the biggest circle behind you that you can. Beautiful. Right here. Let's go again. Final half rep. Fight for that internal rotation. Scapula down, arm up. Scapula down, arm up. Externally rotate. Bring it up as high. Biggest circle you can manage. Bring it down and reset. Beautiful work there. Okay. Without delay, let's get right into that other shoulder. So once again, deep breath in. Squeeze that core tight. Externally rotate the arm. And let's go. Keep fighting for more rotation as you bring it up. When you can go absolutely no further and you're blocked, internally rotate. Bringing it all the way down to your side. Then lock that scapula in place. And let's go. Scapula down, arm up, scapula down, arm up. When you can go no further, externally rotate. All the way up, around, down, and finish. Beautiful, that's one. Let's go 2 more just like that. Keep fighting for that rotation all the way. When you get to the bottom, deep breath to reset. And let's go again. Scapula down, arm up, externally rotate. Bring it up around you as deeply as you can across the front line of the body. And reset at the bottom. Beautiful. Final time here. This time I want you to dial it up to 40, maybe even 50% irradiation. Make sure that you feel that stability in your core, in your body, all the way down into your legs. And let's go. Deep breath in. Externally rotate. Moving through it. Keep fighting for that rotation. All the way up. When you can go no further, internal. Keep fighting for that rotation. Reset at the bottom. And let's go again. Scapula down, arm up, externally rotate it. Bring it all the way up, as deep and as high and as strong as you can. Bring it down through and finish. That is a beautiful feeling right there. All right, so we've gotten scapula, shoulders, neck done. Let's move down to the elbows. So for the elbows, what I want you to do is, again, we're gonna do this unilaterally. When you get good at it, you can start doing it bilaterally. So for that, what I want you to do is I want you to lock the elbow in next to your side. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna flip the palm, spinning at the forearm to face forward. From here, start by actually locking out that elbow, pushing the hand backwards. Beautiful, I want you to feel that tricep fire. And then we're gonna start from here. So we're gonna start slowly pulling that hand up, like we're gonna try and touch our own shoulder with it. Keep nice little ninja palm here. Deep breath in at the top. Now, rotate that palm to face forward and then slowly start pressing it down. Beautiful, that's it. Give yourself a little squeeze at the bottom. Keep that irradiation in your body about 30–40%. And let's go again. Flip the palm to face forward. Start squeezing it up nice and deep. Rotate, and then press downward. That's it. That's 2. Let's go one more like this. Flip the palm, bring it up, rotate it, and then push down. Beautiful. Now this time I want you to lead with the back of the hand. So we've just been leading with the palm. I want you to fight for that rotation. Keep fighting for more rotation through the entire motion. And let's go. Squeeze the back of the hand up, rotate it, and now start squeezing that down. Beautiful. 1. Let's go 2 more. Rotate, squeeze down. Beautiful. There we go. 1 more time like that. And beautiful. Give that arm a little shake, a little shimmy out, and let's get right into that other side. So once again, elbow locked into the side. Spin that palm out as deeply as you can. Give me a deep breath in. And now start squeezing it up. Give me 1. Rotate. Send it down. Squeeze it there. Beautiful. Rotate. Squeeze it up. Beautiful. Send it down. 2. Rotate. Squeeze. Rotate. Extend. 3. Excellent. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start leading with the back of the hand. So keep fighting for that rotation even more, even deeper. Give me about 30–40% irradiation. Excellent. Moving slow, with control, with power. That's it. Beautiful work here. 1 more just like that, leading with the back of the hand. Rotate, and then send it down. Beautiful, there we go. All right, let's move on to the wrist. So the wrist can actually be rather tricky, especially when you're first starting out. So just do your best with it. And the more that you practice it, the more time you give it, the better you'll be. So again, we're gonna do this unilaterally, but when you get good at it, you can do it bilaterally. So for that wrist, what I want you to do is I want you to put one hand out in front of you like you have a serving tray on it. Now I want you to imagine that you have a glass of water on that wrist. The key to this is do not spill the water. If you need to, and you find it incredibly difficult to go through the motion without actually turning that wrist over or moving it, you can always use your other hand to block it. However, I want you to first try and do it with just a neurological block, and only if that completely fails, then you can go to a physical block. So for that motion, what we're gonna do is, I want that hand in a nice ninja hand, fingers nice and straight, linked nicely with the palm. What we're gonna do is we're gonna bring the hand in, send it down, send it outward, and then we're gonna start trying to squeeze it up like we're trying to touch the bridge of the hand to our forearm. Beautiful. And let's go again. So we go in to down, try and touch your knuckles to the back side of your forearm. Beautiful. Out, up, squeeze it up towards you as deeply as you can. Let's go one more time in this direction. Keeping the rest of your body stock still and stable. 30 to 40% irradiation. Beautiful. That forearm is not moving at all. And when you next actually come in, we're gonna reverse that direction. So we're gonna go from in to up to out and then down. Beautiful. 2 more times just like that. One more time. Make this the deepest, juiciest, best feeling repetition yet. And then go ahead and release it. Whew. Beautiful work there, guys. Beautiful work. Without delay, let's get right into that other side. So go ahead and put the arm out, palm facing up, forearm also facing up. Imagine that you have that glass of water on your wrist. Do not spill that water. We're gonna go 3 times in each direction. Let's go. Deep breath in. And here we go. Drive it in, squeeze it down, rotate it out, and then finally up, squeezing the palm towards you. Beautiful, that's 1. Let's go for 2 more. If you really want to challenge yourself and make the stakes extra high, rather than having an imaginary glass of water, you can put your phone right there. See how well you do. Excellent. Final rep here. Make it the deepest, juiciest, best feeling repetition yet. And when you next naturally come in, we're going to reverse that direction. So we're going to go in to up, out, down. Beautiful. There we go. 1. There we go. 2. And then final time here. Make this the best, deepest, juiciest rep yet. And 3. You can give that a nice little shake out, a nice little shimmy. Whoo! Amazing work there, guys. Okay, so the next movement that we're gonna move on to is we're actually gonna move on to the movement of the spine. We're gonna do, once again, the capsular and then the globular movement, and then we'll move on from there. So, for the capsular movement, what I want you to do is, I want you to start out in a quadrupedal position like this. Your hands are gonna be underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. From this position here, you're gonna take a deep breath in. I want you to drop your belly to the floor as deeply as you possibly can, and then at the same time, start looking up to the sky. Once again, come into the deepest back bend that your body can possibly imagine. From here, we're gonna start actually at our chin, and we're gonna try and roll through the spine, 1 vertebrae at a time. This is called spinal segmentation. And what it is our spines are naturally meant to segment 1 joint at a time and be able to roll through them smoothly. A lot of times people's spines get locked up, and instead of rolling smoothly, they just go And that is what we call a hinge point, and especially in a lot of cases, that's actually what causes people's chronic back pain. So, by restoring fluid motion and learning how to practice and control and segment our spine 1 vertebrae at a time, we are not only increasing the longevity of our spine, but we are also solving a lot of long-standing chronic issues that can be problematic. So, let's get right into it. Once again, that quadrupedal position. Drop the belly to the floor as deeply as you can. Eyes to the skies, deep breath in. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start tucking my chin to my chest, and then I'm rolling through my spine. First into the upper spine, finally moving into that lumbar, that lower spine, pushing it all into the sky. Only at the very last second, my pelvis tucks up and under, and then I come into as deep a flexion like I'm trying to become a nice tight roly-poly bug. Beautiful. Now we're gonna start releasing from the head and neck first. So go ahead and bring the head and neck up. Start pressing the chest through to the floor. Keep that pelvis tucked. Rolling through that spine 1 vertebrae at a time. Excellent. And right here, we're gonna go again. We're gonna go 2 more times, starting with the head and neck, and then we're gonna reverse it, doing 2 times with the pelvis. Deep breath in. And once again, let's roll. When you come to your deepest point of flexion, I want you to give a nice deep squeeze there, like you're trying to touch your head to your belly button. There we go, and then start releasing out of that. Beautiful, that's it. 1 more time like that, starting with the head and neck. Nice deep squeeze there, tucking that pelvis up and under. And let's release. Head, neck, chest coming through, pelvis still tucked. Belly drops, and only at the last second pelvis releases.
Nice deep back bend right here. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go 3 times, starting with the pelvis. So I want you to keep those eyes glued to the skies as deeply as you can. You're gonna start tucking that pelvis backwards, like you're trying to put your tailbone down between your legs, rolling through the lumbar spine, thoracic, finally into those cervical vertebrae, chin tucked to the chest, nice and deep pull right there. And then we're gonna start releasing it from that pelvis first. Rolling through that lumbar spine. Again, segmentally, one vertebrae at a time. It's not about how it looks, it's about how it feels. Do you feel each and every vertebrae walking up the spine? Beautiful. 2 more times, starting with the pelvis. Excellent work. 1 more time here. Let's go. Coming back into that starting position, belly dropped, eyes up. Beautiful. Give yourself a final back bend here for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work there. Okay. So now we are just about over the halfway point. So if you need to, now is a great time to pause the video, grab yourself just a quick 60-second water break, and then be right back here. For those of you that really want to keep jamming, let's do this. We're going to be standing up for our next one, and we're going to be going over the globular movement of the spine. So for that, what I want you to do is I want you in a nice solid standing position, feet probably about shoulder width apart. From here, I want you to create a concrete pillar from the waist down. So I want you to fire your quads, fire your hamstrings, fire your calves, your glutes, everything from the waist down does not move. From this position, we're going to be doing a similar motion as we did with our neck. However, we're going to be focusing on our thoracic and lumbar spine here. What that's going to look like is, I want you to cross the arms over the chest, give me a deep breath in, lock that lower body in place, and now you're going to start rolling the spine down, 1 vertebrae at a time, coming into it as deeply as you possibly can, especially without allowing those hips to roll backwards. I want those glutes squeezed nice and tight. Once again, lower body does not move at all. Roll into that. Beautiful. And now from here, what I want you to do is I want you to start passing a contraction around your body. So you're going to feel it right here, deep in your belly. Then I'm going to pass it to my right. So I'm going to feel that contraction going around that side of my body, bringing with it my upper body. From here, I'm going to start leaning, side bending towards the back of the room. Keep the chin tucked to the chest the whole time. Come through full center. All the way over to the other side. And then finally pull back forward. Keep fighting for that rotation until you can go absolutely no further. And then finally back through center. Beautiful, that's 1. Let's go ahead and do that 2 more times in this direction. Slowly, gently, powerfully, passing that contraction around. Beautiful. Keeping the whole body irradiated, 30 to 40%. Excellent. 1 more time in this direction. Amazing work here. And then when we get back to center, what we're going to do is we're going to roll our spine up 1 vertebrae at a time. Give yourself a little shimmy, a little shake if you need to. We're going to reset, and then we're going to go 3 times in the opposite direction. So once again, cross those arms over the chest. Give yourself a nice solid hug. Deep breath in. And begin rolling that spine down. One vertebrae at a time. Passing that contraction, going slow, controlled. You can also feel how the movement of the spine affects the hips. A little bit of more advanced cue is even as you rotate in one direction, you can counter rotate the hips in the opposite direction. So right now I'm rotating to my left, my hips, I'm trying to spin back the opposite way. Beautiful. Amazing. Final time in this direction. Beautiful work there. Oh, amazing, amazing. Give yourself a little shimmy, a little shakeout. Hopefully that spine is feeling nice and good and loose and juicy. We've only got the lower body to do now. Let's get to it. So, for the hips, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna teach you how to do them in a sideline position because this is the most simple and easiest way to do them, to understand them, and then also to not have to worry too much about stabilization and the rest of the body moving. So for that, we're gonna be in a sideline position like this. Bottom arm is gonna punch, top arm is gonna come over the top and pull. I want you to lock into this, especially if you notice that that top arm starts collapsing downward. What I want you to do is I want you to straighten it out, pull it, and then use that as a point of stability for your body. For this one, what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on this top leg here. So I'm gonna have you take a deep breath in. You're gonna squeeze your core nice and tight, and then you're gonna start driving that knee up into flexion as deeply as you can. Make sure that the core and your rest of your body does not move at all. Now you're gonna start squeezing that leg open into abduction. A common compensation and mistake that people make here is they allow those hips to start rolling backwards and collapsing backwards. I don't want that. I want you to imagine there's an iron spike going through your hips. They do not move, they do not wobble, they do not waver. They are just rock solid right here. So once again, we're gonna drive up into flexion, squeeze to that abduction, then from here, internally rotate. We're gonna start spinning that femur inward, sending the foot towards the back of the room as deeply as we can. Try and keep that leg high, and now I want you to start driving the knee behind you as well. Once again, a common compensation here in extension is instead of just driving the knee back, people allow their lower spine to collapse forward, and they try and basically do that. What I want you to do is I want you to squeeze your tummy super tight, then find your glute, find your hamstring, and start driving that leg behind you as deeply as you can. Beautiful. Now we're gonna bring it down to reset. Deep breath in right here. And now we're gonna start kicking it backwards. Once again, squeeze that tummy tight, squeeze the glute, the hamstring, send that leg back as far as you can. From here, externally rotate it. So spin the femur outward away from your midline, drive that knee up towards the armpit, squeezing to that abduction and flexion. Finally, squeeze it down to just flexion and reset. Beautiful work there, guys. All right, we're gonna go 2 more on this side, and then we're gonna flip around and do 3 on the other. Let's get to it. Deep breath in. Start driving that knee up into flexion. Squeeze to abduction. Don't let those hips roll back. Internally rotate. Send the foot towards the back of the room as deeply as you can. Now from here, squeeze that tummy tight. Squeeze the glute, the hamstring, send it behind you. Bring it down and reset. Beautiful, that's 2 or 1.5. Let's go again. Drive that knee behind you. Keep that tummy tight, don't let it collapse, that low spine collapse forward. Externally rotate the leg, drive it up towards the armpit. Finally, squeeze it down and reset. Beautiful, 1 more time, just like that. Deep breath in. Squeeze that core tight, set those arms nice and solid. Let's go. Squeeze to flexion, open to abduction. Internally rotate, send it back, Squeeze that glute behind you. Beautiful. Bring it down to reset. Deep breath in. And then we're gonna donkey kick behind us. Kick, 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 kick. Keep that low spine from collapsing forward. Externally rotate the leg. Drive it up into that armpit. Bring it down and reset. Amazing work there, guys. Amazing work. All right, let's go ahead and flip around and let's get right to that other side. So once again, we're gonna be in a sideline position about like so. Bottom arm punches, top arm is gonna pull. Give me a deep breath in right here. Squeeze that core, that tummy nice and tight, and let's go for it. We're gonna drive that knee up into flexion. Squeeze to that abduction. Keep those hips from rolling backwards, internally rotate. Send that knee, start driving the knee behind you as far as you can. Don't let that lower spine collapse forward. Bring it down and reset. Deep breath in. Donkey kick backwards. Keep fighting for the internal rotation even as you extend it behind you. When you can go no further, externally rotate that hip. Drive that knee up towards your armpit. Squeeze it up. And then finally bring it down and reset. Beautiful work there, guys. That's 1, 2 more to go. Deep breath in. Squeeze that core tight. Let's go. Internally rotate. Send it back. Keep that low spine nice and strong and solid. Bring it down and reset. Deep breath in. Now start donkey kicking backwards. Kick, 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 kick. Externally rotate that femur. Drive the knee up like it's gonna come up into your armpit. Up and open, up and open. Finally, just up, up, up. And then reset. Beautiful. Final time here. This time, if you want to, instead of having your body irradiated at 30 or 40%, you can even dial it up to 50 or 60 if you want to challenge. Let's do that. Deep breath in. Squeeze that body, that core nice and tight. Let's go. Flexion. Squeeze to abduction. Don't let those hips roll backwards. Internally rotate that femur. Send it back. Start squeezing it behind you. Beautiful. Bring it down. Reset right here. Deep breath in. And let's go. Donkey kick backwards. Kick, 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 kick. Don't let that low spine collapse. Squeeze the tummy tight. Externally rotate. Drive the knee up into the armpit. Bring it down. And finish. Whew, whew, whew. Beautiful work there, guys. Beautiful work. All right. So we've only got the knees, the ankles, and the toes left to do. So without delay, let's get right into them. So for the knees, what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you extend one leg out in front of you. You're gonna bend the other knee up to a 90-degree angle. We're gonna start with just the capsular motion, and then we're gonna get into the actual globular motion as well. So with that one, what I want you to do is, on the leg that you have bent up, I want you to imagine that there's a little flag sticking out of your tibia. You can kind of feel around and find the bone right here. This is what we want to start rotating. So a lot of times people will start at the foot and then the tibia will follow, especially if this is your first time, that is fine. But ideally what we want to do is we want to start dialing into this knee and understanding the subtleties of how to move just the knee, and then the ankle just follows along with it. So for that, what we're gonna do is I want you to have that knee bent up. Imagine you have that flag sticking out of it. And now you're gonna start rotating it inward as much as you can. The foot's gonna start coming with it. That's totally fine. Beautiful. Squeeze there. And now we're gonna slowly start rotating it the other way. Once again, we're going about 30, maybe 40%. Beautiful. There we go. We're gonna play back and forth with that 2 more times. So go ahead and rotate that leg in, bringing it as deeply as you can. Squeeze there. If you need to, you can stabilize the femur with a little hat and then start rotating it outward. Beautiful, right there. And let's go one more time, back and forth. Rotating it in. Beautiful, like that. and then slow rotation out. Excellent, right there. Okay, so that's the capsular movement of the knee. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on the globular movement. So for that, I want you to lean back and lift that heel up off the floor. You're gonna squeeze it in towards your butt, even as you rotate that tibia outward. From here, I'm gonna start raising my leg up to about a 90-degree angle. I'm gonna spin it at my tibia, feeling it up here in the knee, rotate it in, then squeeze it down, and beautiful. That's one. We're gonna go two more in this direction. Go nice, slow, powerful, controlled. Excellent. Two. One more time in this direction. Squeezing it down, cross over, and when you get to this position here, I want you to rotate it back inward, and we're gonna go the opposite direction. Out, down. There we go, that's one. Beautiful, two. And final time here. Squeeze it in towards your midline and release. Amazing work there, guys, amazing work. All right, let's get right into that other side. So I want you to go ahead and bend that knee up at about a 90-degree angle. If you want to, you can put a little hat on it. I like to give it a little lock like this. And now we're gonna start spinning it inward. Give it a nice deep squeeze there. And then slowly turn it outward. Squeeze it there. Coming back in. Once again, 30-40% body irradiation. And then out. Coming back in. There we go. And then final time out. Beautiful. Give yourself a squeeze there. And now I want you to lift that heel up, squeeze it in towards your butt. Try and compress that knee as much as you can. And let's go. We're going to start sending it up, rotate it in, squeeze it down. There we go. That's one. Really try and feel it in the knee as much as you possibly can. And three, final time here. And when you come back to that starting position, let's rotate that foot towards the midline, and we'll go in the reverse 3 times. Two, final time here. And 3. Beautiful work there, guys. Go ahead and give that a little shimmy shake out, and we're on to the ankles. So for the ankles, what I'm gonna have you do is extend one leg out, you're gonna bring the other leg up, and we're gonna put it into a chokehold. So same arm, underneath same leg, put it on the bicep over here, bring this over the top, and we're gonna use this hand to stabilize the tibia. What I don't want that tibia to do is I don't want it rotating inward and outward. I want the motion only coming at that ankle. We're gonna start with the capsular motion, which is inversion, eversion. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a deep breath in, irradiate your tension to about 30-40%. Then you're gonna start scooping the foot inward, like you're trying to get the bottom of your foot to be parallel with your midline. Beautiful. Almost like you're trying to tilt that heel inward. This here's inversion. Now then we're gonna go the opposite way. So go ahead and start sending it outward, like you're trying to tilt your heel out away from your midline. Beautiful, squeeze there. Eversion, that's one. Let's play with that back and forth 2 more times. Squeeze to inversion, and then push back out into eversion. Squeeze there. One more time, nice and deep. Squeeze there, and then send it back out. Beautiful work. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go full ankle circles. So I want you to start gas pedaling it down, Send the foot in the biggest circle you can make. Paint the biggest circle you can with your toes. Beautiful, that's one. That's it. We're gonna go from gas pedal down, rotate in, squeeze it back up, try and squeeze the entire foot back towards your face, send it out, and then down. That's two. Final time like this. And three. When you next naturally come to gas pedal down, we're gonna reverse it. Going out, up, in, down. Beautiful, that's it. Two more like that. Two. And final time here. That's three. Amazing work there, guys, amazing work. All right, we've only got one more ankle to do, then the toes, and that's gonna be our day. So go ahead and lean back. I want you to put that leg into a nice deep chokehold right here. Once again, same arm under the same leg, put the hand on the bicep, the other hand goes on the tibia. We're gonna start scooping the foot into inversion, squeeze it there, and now start sending it out, squeeze into eversion. Beautiful. Bring it around, deep breath in, squeeze there, and then send it out. That's it. Two, final time here. Squeeze it, hold it, and then send it outward. Beautiful. And now we're gonna start our full circles. Give me a gas pedal down, rotate in, bring it up, squeeze the entire foot back towards your face, out and down. Beautiful. Let's go two more times just like that. One more time. Excellent. And when you next naturally gas pedal down, let's go back the opposite way. Moving very slow, controlled. As deep of motion as you can possibly manage. That's it. If you need to, slow it down and then even try and make it smoother. So notice the places where your leg and your foot wants to jerk, wants to just suddenly jump. That's where we want to work and slow it down. Smooth out that control. There we go. And when you next naturally gas pedal down, go ahead and give that a little shake, a little shimmy out. And we're on to our final little one, the toes. So for the toes, for the purpose of this video, we're gonna do this bilaterally. However, absolutely feel free to do it one at a time, especially if this is an area in which your control could use some work and improvement. What I want you to do first is, I want you to start gripping the ground with your feet. It is completely fine if you want to lean back, put some weight in your hands, and use that to get a little bit of pressure down in the feet. Completely okay and acceptable. From this position here, I want you to really grip the ground with these four little toes on the outside. What we're going to do is we're going to keep gripping the ground with those little toes, and then I want you to just pick up the big toe. Beautiful. And now you're going to push it back down with control. That's one. We're going to go 5 times just like that. So go ahead and pick the big toe up, and then down for 2. Up, down for 3. Let's go again. Up, put it down for 4. Final time here, we're gonna pick the big toe up. Then I want you to push it down, keep pushing the big toes into the floor. And now I want you to just pick up the 4 smaller toes. Beautiful, that's it. Keep the big toe planted, set the 4 little ones down, grip the ground for just a moment, and then lift the 4 little ones up again. Beautiful. Bring them down for 2. And up for 3. And up for 4. And final time here, squeeze them up back towards your face. And now this time I want you to keep them lifted up. And now you're gonna bring the big toe up to join them. So all your toes are pulled back towards your face. Now we're just gonna keep those 4 little pulled back, set the big toe down for 1. Beautiful, let's go again. Push the big toe down, that makes 2. Down and up for 3, 4, final time here. Now bring that big toe up. I want you that big toe to stay pulling back towards your face. Keep that lifted. And now just push down the 4 small toes. Beautiful. And then bring them up for 1. Put them down for 2. Down for 3. Down for 4. And down for 5. Beautiful. Now comes the hardest one of all. This one can take a while to master, but just have fun with it. We're gonna start piano keying them. So I want all the toes lifted and pulled back towards your face. Starting at the pinky toe side, you're gonna start setting the toes down, one at a time, coming through to the midline. Only at the very last second, the big toe comes down. And now once they're locked there, you're gonna start lifting them up in reverse. So you're gonna start with the big toes, peeling them off the ground. Then that second toe, third, fourth, and finally at the last second, that pinky toe comes up. Beautiful. We're gonna do that 5 times total, so 4 more just like that. Starting at the pinky toe, setting it down slow with control. Beautiful, don't rush through this. Now reversing, lifting that big toe up, 1 toe at a time, coming all the way back. Beautiful, 2. Let's go again. Excellent. There's 3. Nice. Let's go 2 more just like that. Slow, controlled. That's it. There it is. Beautiful. All right, we got 1 more just like that. Final time here. Give me that deep breath in. Spread those toes as wide as you can. Start pushing the pinky toe down. Coming all the way through nice and slowly. I'm getting a nice little cramp in my right leg. That's beautiful. Toes all the way down. And now deep breath in right here. Start lifting them up one at a time, starting with the big toe, coming all the way up. And there it is. Ooh, amazing work there, guys. That was absolutely amazing. Okay, so now you guys know how to perform a controlled articulated rotation for literally every joint in your body. We're gonna be using these in order to develop more neuromuscular control, and especially in terms of keeping your joints healthy. The number 1 rule of keeping a joint healthy and maintaining it is use it. So especially when you do these, and especially when you do them with at least even a decent degree of intensity, that signals to the body, hey, we're using this, we need this, maintain this. It's kind of like the idea of like, if you spend 50 years going like that, then you know what you're gonna be able to do in 50 years? Exactly that. A lot of times, especially when people start losing capacity, losing their ability to move, it's just because they stopped using it, especially for long extended periods of time. So by learning how to maintain these motions and by using them, we're going to not only develop better control of our bodies, we're also going to maintain them for the rest of our lives. So once again, guys, thank you so much for being here. That was absolutely amazing work. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.